Imagine falling asleep in your cozy bed, and waking up in a world with no electricity, no internet, not even basic soap. You're in the year 3000 BCE. What now? Where's your food? How do you explain who you are? And most importantly, how do you survive? With no technology, no modern comforts, could you last even a week? Let's find out. So, you've traveled back 5,000 years. But where exactly did you land? Let's explore the world of that time. Ancient Egypt. Pharaohs rule, pyramids are already built, but society is strictly hierarchical. If you're not noble, get ready for hard labor. Mesopotamia, Sumer, Babylon, the first city-states, the first laws, but justice is brutal. Breaking a rule here isn't justified, punishments can be severe. Ancient China. The early dynasties are emerging, silk production begins, but life is heavily controlled. Ancient India, Harappan civilization, advanced city planning with sewage systems, but society is rigid, and life is tough. Cities exist, but they are nothing like what you're used to. The streets are dirty, markets are chaotic, and the smells, well, let's just say it's nothing like home. And if you're not in a city, you're in the wild, full of predators, bandits, and no civilization in sight. Do you still think you can survive? Let's move on. What are you going to eat? Food. At the heart of the emerging civilization, food was the cornerstone of survival and societal development. People relied on grains, barley and wheat, from which they baked bread and made porridges, ensuring a stable diet even between seasons. Dates, growing in oases, and other fruits provided the necessary sweetness and calories, while vegetables such as onions, garlic, and cucumbers enriched the diet with vitamins. Meat from sheep and goats, as well as fish from abundant rivers, supplied protein, and fermented beverages, like beer, not only quenched thirst but also played an important role in ritual and communal activities. Archaeological finds from grain remnants to ceramic vessels used for food storage confirm that this diet formed the basis for further civilizational development. Water. Water was a key resource that determined the development of ancient civilization. Archaeological excavations in Mesopotamia uncovered the first irrigation systems, built by the Sumerians, which channeled the waters of the Tigris and Euphrates to irrigate fields. These engineering achievements enabled stable agriculture and contributed to the growth of city-states. Additionally, waterways served as important transport routes, connecting distant regions and stimulating the exchange of goods and ideas, as evidenced by the discovery of ancient canals and reservoirs. Movement and transportation were vital components in the development of early civilizations, enabling trade, cultural exchange, and military logistics. In Mesopotamia, for example, the invention of the wheel around 3500 BCE revolutionized land transport, as evidenced by archaeological finds of wheeled vehicles used for carts and chariots. In ancient Egypt, the Nile River functioned as the main transportation artery. Boats and rafts made from reeds and wood navigated the river, linking communities and facilitating the movement of goods and people. Early road networks, though rudimentary, emerged to connect cities and support military expeditions, laying the foundation for increasingly complex trade routes and cultural interactions. In early Mesopotamian civilization, visual representations from reliefs, cylinder seals, and statues reveal distinct differences among social classes in both appearance and attire. Elite and priestly classes. The ruling elite and priests are often depicted wearing elaborate garments crafted from high-quality wool or linen. Their long, flowing robes were frequently adorned with intricate embroidery, decorative fringes, and valuable accessories like jewelry made from gold, lapis lazuli, and other precious materials. Their hairstyles were meticulously arranged, and they often donned distinctive headdresses or crowns that served as symbols of authority and divine favor. Commoners and laborers. In contrast, commoners and laborers, whose daily work involved strenuous physical activity, are depicted with more robust and muscular physiques. Their clothing was designed for functionality rather than aesthetics. Simpler tunics or skirts made from coarser, more durable textiles. This practical attire reflected the need for ease of movement and resilience in daily labor. Lower classes and slaves. Individuals of lower status and slaves are shown in even plainer clothing, with minimal adornment. Their garments were utilitarian, lacking the decorative elements seen in the attire of higher classes, which underscored their subordinate position in society. These distinctions in dress and physical portrayal not only highlight the social hierarchy of early Mesopotamian society but also provide valuable insights into the cultural and economic factors that influenced daily life during this formative period of civilization. In the early centers of civilization, dangers came from multiple fronts. Natural hazards. The Fertile Crescent was blessed with rivers like the Tigris and Euphrates, yet their unpredictable floods could devastate crops and settlements, while droughts threatened food security. Health risks. Crowded urban centers, with limited sanitation and primitive medical knowledge, were fertile grounds for outbreaks of disease. Political and military instability. Rival city-states often clashed, and warfare coupled with internal power struggles meant that violence was a constant threat. Perilous journeys, travel and trade, essential for economic growth, were fraught with risks from banditry and the inherent dangers of unpaved, poorly maintained roads. Archaeological findings, including fortified walls and cuneiform tablets, offer vivid insights into these harsh realities, underscoring that progress in early civilization was often balanced by formidable perils. How can new influence? Agriculture. A modern person could refine irrigation, introduce crop rotation, and optimize canal systems, improving food security and reducing famine. Engineering architecture. By applying knowledge of materials science and structural mechanics, they could enhance construction techniques, introduce arches, and improve sanitation with early drainage systems. Medicine. Public health. Basic hygiene practices like boiling water and antisepsis could lower infection rates. Standardized medical records and systematic diagnosis would improve healthcare. Science. Mathematics. Introducing empirical observation and refining numerical systems could advance astronomy, engineering, and commerce. Early scientific reasoning might take root. Society administration, education, record-keeping, and rational governance could boost efficiency. Gradual shifts from mythological to evidence-based thinking might accelerate intellectual progress. Conclusion. A modern person arriving in an early civilization would have had the potential to act as a catalyst for accelerated progress. By introducing refined agricultural methods, advanced engineering principles, improved medical practices, and early forms of scientific reasoning, they could have contributed to incremental but significant advancements. However, history also teaches us that deep-seated cultural beliefs and social structures are resilient. Therefore, while the benefits of modern knowledge are clear in hindsight, the actual influence would depend heavily on the ability to bridge vast differences in language, belief, and societal readiness for change.